I want you to think about something. Your grandmother, or her mother, or her mother's mother, raised children, fed a family, kept a house running, and did it with almost nothing. No DoorDash, no Amazon, no YouTube tutorial, no credit card. She had skills, not hobbies, skills, the kind that kept people alive. And here's what those skills are worth today. If you had to pay someone else to do them, one dress made by hand, $300 to $800 at a seamstress.
1 quart of home-canned green beans, $6 to $12 at Whole Foods, or less than 25 cents if you grew and canned them yourself. 1 cast iron skillet, properly maintained for 40 years, $200 to $400 if you buy one today with that same patina. 1 family that didn't need a pharmacy every time someone got a fever, priceless, but the herbs she used, $15 to $40 per remedy at any health food store right now. These weren't nice to haves. These were survival tools. And in 1 generation, sometimes 2, most of them are gone. This is 20 of them. What they were, what they meant, and what they'd cost you today if you had to buy them back.
Number 1, sewing and garment construction. Before ready-to-wear clothing was affordable and widely available, Black women made the family's clothes from scratch. They took measurements, cut patterns from newspaper, and built garments that fit real bodies, not idealized mannequins. The skill wasn't just sewing. It was pattern reading, fabric selection, fitting, repair, and the ability to take a worn-out dress and turn it into a child's outfit. Nothing went to waste. A basic alteration today runs $40 to $150. A made-from-scratch dress starts at $300. Your grandmother did this as a Tuesday afternoon task. Number 2, quilting. Quilting in Black American communities goes back to the 17th century. Enslaved women quilted, both out of necessity and as a form of creative expression and cultural preservation. The Gee's Bend quilts of Alabama, made by Black women in a small rural community, are now in major art museums, valued at $1,500 to $5,000 each. Your grandmother's quilt folded at the foot of the bed? That was museum-quality work that nobody documented. Number 3, food preservation and home canning. Before refrigerators were affordable and widespread, you preserved what you grew. Black families, particularly in the rural South, canned vegetables, fruits, jams, and pickles every summer to last through the winter. This wasn't optional. This was the difference between eating in January and not eating. A jar of organic green beans at Whole Foods runs $4 to $6. The same jar, grown and canned at home, costs less than 25 cents. The skill hasn't changed. The economics still work exactly the same way. Number 4, cast iron seasoning and maintenance. A cast iron skillet, properly maintained, lasts generations. Literally. There are skillets in Black families today that belong to great-grandmothers, still cooking. The seasoning is layers of polymerized oil baked into the metal over years of use. Naturally non-stick, adds iron to food, goes from stovetop to oven. A well-seasoned vintage piece runs $80 to $400 today. Your grandmother maintained hers without reading a single blog post. Number 5, herbal and home remedies. In the rural South, where Black families were often denied access to hospitals and white doctors well into the 20th century, healing happened at home, specifically and with knowledge passed down through generations. Root doctors and home healers, documented in Gullah Geechee communities and across the Mississippi Delta, used plants with real medicinal properties. Elderberry for fever, garlic for infection, aloe from the plant for burns. Ethnobotanists have since confirmed the pharmacological properties of many of these plants. Elderberry is now sold at Whole Foods for $15 to $40 a bottle. The knowledge of which plant, in what dose, for what condition, that lived in specific people. When those people were gone, it was gone. Number 6, baking from scratch, without a recipe. Your grandmother did not measure by tablespoon. She measured by feel. A palmful of flour, enough milk until the batter looked right, butter until the dough came together. This is called intuitive cooking, and it is a skill that develops over decades of repetition. Melinda Russell published a cookbook in 1866, the oldest known published cookbook written by a Black woman, drawing from 20 years of cooking in Southern kitchens. It wasn't just recipes, it was a preservation of method. An artisan loaf of bread today costs $4 to $8. Your grandmother made better with less. Number 7, growing a kitchen garden. Collard greens, sweet potatoes, okra, butter beans, tomatoes, hot peppers, planted in spring, tended through summer, harvested in fall. What you grew, you ate. What you grew extra, you preserved. What you preserved extra, you shared or traded. Seed saving alone, collecting and storing seeds from the current year's best plants to replant next year, is a skill almost entirely lost. It means you never have to buy seeds again. Organic collard greens at the store, $4 to $6 a bunch. From a home garden, nearly free. Number 8, butchering and using the whole animal. Nothing was wasted. Chitterlings, pig feet, neck bones, oxtails, liver, gizzards. These were not exotic choices. They were what was available, and black cooks turned them into tradition. Oxtails are now a luxury item in restaurants. Pig feet are a delicacy in high-end Southern cooking. A whole hog butchery service today costs $150 to $300. The people who originally cooked these cuts didn't have a choice. They made them extraordinary anyway. Number 9, making soap and cleaning products. Lye soap, made from wood ash and rendered fat, was made at home for generations. It required no store, no money, only knowledge of the process. The skill is chemically precise. Too much lye and the soap is caustic. Too little and it won't harden. A bar of handmade soap at a farmer's market runs $8 to $15. Black women knew the exact ratio without a chemistry degree. Number 10, mending and repair. Sewing makes new things. Mending keeps existing things alive. A worn elbow on a jacket, patch it. A split seam, resew it. A button lost, replace it with one saved from an old shirt. Nothing with life left in it was thrown away. Each repair at a tailor today costs $10 to $40. Your grandmother did it the same evening it tore. This is the origin of the word thrifty, not cheap, resourceful. Number 11, stretch cooking. Making a little feed many. 1 chicken, 8 people. This required knowing how to use every part. The meat for the main dish, the carcass for stock, the stock for the next meal's base. A pot of beans extended with ham hock and served over rice fed 10 people for $3 worth of ingredients. A restaurant meal for a family of 6 today, $80 to $150. This wasn't poverty cooking. This was engineering. Number 12, oral history and memory keeping. Before there were records, and black families were often excluded from official records, history was kept in memory. Stories told at Sunday dinner, names recited, where we came from, what happened, who was kin. A professional genealogist today costs $50 to $200 an hour. A DNA ancestry kit runs $79 to $200 and still returns incomplete results for many Black Americans because of the records destroyed under slavery. Your grandmother carried the family history in her head for free and with more accuracy than any database. Number 13, reading weather and seasons. Before weather apps, Black farmers in the South read the sky, the animals, the feel of the air, the way birds flew before a storm, the way soil smelled before rain, the timing of planting relative to the last frost. A smart home weather station today costs $50 to $200. Your grandmother's knowledge was free and more accurate for her specific land than any app. Number 14, community child raising. It takes a village is a cliche now. It was a practice then. In Black communities, the neighborhood watched the children. Not formally, not with a schedule. The woman on the porch saw what was happening and intervened. Older children were responsible for younger ones. Childcare in the U.S. today costs $1,200 to $3,500 per month per child. This wasn't just childcare. It was the transmission of values, behavior, and community norms from generation to generation, and it cost nothing. Number 15, laying hands. The art of comfort and touch. Black grandmothers had hands that knew where it hurt. The rubbing of temples for a headache. The specific way of rubbing a child's back to calm them. The warmth of a hand on a forehead that wasn't just checking temperature, it was communicating safety. A massage today costs $80 to $150 an hour. A therapist runs $100 to $250 a session. These are physical, practiced, transmitted skills. They require years to develop. They are not replicable with money. Number 16, budgeting without a budget app. Cash envelopes, mental accounting. Knowing exactly which week the bills were due and what could wait. Knowing what $20 could actually do, stretched across the week, nothing wasted. This was math performed under pressure, without error, for decades. The margin for mistake was zero. Most of these women never balanced a checkbook because they didn't have one. They did it in their heads. A financial advisor today charges $200 to $400 an hour for this same guidance. Number 17. Making pantry staples from scratch. Vinegar was made from fermented fruit scraps. Before commercial baking powder was widely affordable, leavening came from sour milk or fermented starters. Nothing was bought that could be made. Vinegar pie, made from pantry staples when fresh fruit wasn't available, is now on the menus of high-end Southern restaurants. It originated in these exact kitchens. Your grandmother invented what chefs are now charging $14 a slice for. Number 18. Prayer as emotional regulation. The specific way Black grandmothers prayed. Long, narrative, specific prayer that named people, named problems, named what was needed, is a form of emotional processing that modern psychology now recognizes as effective. Naming the problem aloud, expressing gratitude before the solution, releasing the outcome. These are documented therapeutic techniques. They were spiritual practices first, and they were free. Number 19. Navigating hostile systems. Black women who raised families in the Jim Crow South had to negotiate systems designed to work against them. Landlords, employers, school officials, police. And do it in a way that protected the family without triggering retaliation. Code switching. The ability to shift language, tone, and presentation across contexts is now studied in linguistics and organizational psychology. Your grandmother did it every day, without a degree, without a salary. And the stakes were not a promotion. The stakes were survival. Number 20. Knowing how to bury someone. In the segregated South, Black families were often refused service by white funeral homes. So Black communities handled death themselves. They washed the body. They sat with it overnight. They built the casket. They dug the grave. They led the service. The average American funeral today costs $7,000 to $12,000. This wasn't morbid. It was the final act of community care, from birth to burial, inside the community, by the community. It is now, in most families, entirely outsourced. 20 skills. Some of them you can put a dollar amount on. A jar of green beans, an altered dress, an herbal remedy that's now sold at Whole Foods. Some of them, you can't. The voice that told you everything was going to be okay when you were 7 years old and frightened. The hand that knew exactly where it hurt. The prayer that was specific to you. Your name, your problem, your family. Said by someone who had been praying that way for 60 years. These skills were built by people who were given nothing and refused to be left with nothing. Built in kitchens and gardens and church basements and back porches, under conditions that most of us will never face, by people who did not have the option of outsourcing their survival. They passed them down. And in the comfort and speed of the last 2 generations, most of them got lost. The question isn't whether you should have learned them. The question is whether it's too late to get them back. It isn't. Which of these skills did someone in your family actually have? And which one do you wish you had learned when you had the chance? Drop it in the comments. I'm reading every one.